Hey guys, LuckyHD here, and Loomian Legacy has a very massive problem. And I'm not talking about massive as in a game-breaking bug or, a glitch or something that's happened in the community. No. I'm talking about a massive Loomian. In this video, we're going to be talking about a specific Loomian that has a very specific problem that Loomian Legacy has not seen before. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, let's get straight into it. Now, when you think about a Loomian Legacy battle, and you think about, really big Loomians, you often think about Loomians like maybe Tyrex, obviously being one of the tallest Loomians, or even, you could think about Oxydrake being one of the longest Loomians inside of the game. However, what happens when you take the biggest Loomian inside of the game and the longest Loomian inside of the game, combine them together into one Loomian, and then make that Loomian even bigger? Well, you get a pretty big issue. And on their own, Tyrex and Oxydrake can both stand inside of a battle. You can see it inside of the Coliseum, and you can honestly picture these inside of an actual battle. Well, you literally can. However, there is a specific new Loomian that hasn't actually been released that we need to talk about. Because this Loomian is going to be very special to Loomian Legacy, with it presumably being the 4th roaming coming inside of the game. And when I say 4th roaming, obviously we have a bunch of other roamings, like Cephalops, Mutagon, all that stuff, but I'm talking about main story roamings. We have not had a main story roaming since Protagon, and in around 6 months, we are going to be at the 3-year anniversary since we have gotten Protagon and Sephiroth City as a whole. Now, obviously, we have Atlantean City inside of the game, and this Loomian was actually revealed inside of one of the first opening scenes when you get to the city. So what is this problematic Loomian that I keep talking about? Well, it is none other than the new legendary Moldeka. Moldeka is one massive Loomian. Circling around Atlantean City constantly, you can truly get a scale as to how big this Loomian is when you go into free cam. Yes, this thing is almost a quarter of the Atlantean City map. And the modelers that actually made this Loomian did a really good job at actually creating this. However, there are a couple issues. Obviously, with this Loomian being really big in size, you can add a lot of details like this onto it, and people will notice it. However, how do you actually scale a Loomian like this down? The thing is, you really can't. If you actually look at Moldeka from the side, first of all, look how long this Loomian is. If this Loomian was implemented inside of the game, it would dwarf Oxydrake. And looking at it from the front, this Loomian would have to be hovering off the ground, and its wingspan is absolutely massive. And the problem comes that if you actually try to scale this Loomian down, you're going to be running into a lot of issues with the quality of the Loomian also going down. You see how small the eyes are on Moldeka? Well, imagine these eyes scaled down almost 10 times. They would be almost unrecognizable inside of the game. The thing that makes Moldeka so cool is that it is a huge roaming, or that's at least what we think it is. And if you actually scale all of this down, you kind of make it less interesting. And also, let's talk about the fact that Moldeka can't be a roaming. Not in the traditional sense, because you cannot find this Loomian out inside of the wild. If you would walk out inside of, let's say, Igneous Hollow, do you expect to find a creature like this? Yeah, you could make the argument, well, Cephalops is a water roaming, however, Cephalops can survive outside of the land. Moldeka is literally a whale. Combine that with the fact that even if you scale this thing down, it is bigger than all of the battle scenes that we have inside of Loomian Legacy. Now, Loomian Legacy can make this the first ever fishing roaming, where you actually go and you fish up and have a chance of finding this, but wait, all of the lakes and the rivers are too small to even house something like this. So I think you guys can already start to see the apparent problems with Moldeka. So how are we actually going to be able to get this roaming? Well, I have one theory in mind, and this is the only theory that I can think of. This Loomian will probably just not exist inside of Loomian Legacy. I think that this Loomian is just going to be a one-time thing where you battle it and never actually be able to capture it. The only way that I can see fit for you actually capturing it would be something inside of the new Aranata Trench. However, again, you start to run into the same problems as I mentioned earlier with the quality scaling of actually making this thing smaller. And there are so many other problems that I could go in with Moldeka, like if you actually did capture this thing, how would it work outside of battle? How would this thing follow you around? Could you imagine an entire server all with players who have Moldeka on their team? That would just be a nightmare. You could literally not see anything. Pokemon Sword and Shield had their little Whale Lord thing where you actually went in and encountered the Whale Lord, but as soon as you encountered it, it was a lot smaller than what it was when you actually saw it in the wild. But even then, it was super underwhelming, and Whale Lord is just not that big inside of the actual game. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below how you think Moldeka will be implemented into the game, and if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.